Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a home day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedist? You go to Brock. You need a roof? You call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MATT15 to get 15% off your order. Hit that banner there at the bottom. There you go. Everything's scrolling here at the bottom. Okay, good morning, everybody. Baseball Tigers land another commitment, another left-handed pitcher out of the portal, this time Santiago Garcia out of Oregon. Talked about him a few days ago on Locked on LSU, which is why you should be subscribed. Lefty probably has visions of being a starter, but most likely going to be a reliever just with the sheer number that you have. That's 5 commits now out of the portal for LSU. They missed on a couple of big names. My phone's ringing. I need to get that. All right, I'll get it later. I'll call it back. And today's decision day for a couple of LSU football targets. J.J. Bush, a linebacker out of the state of Alabama. Trenton Henderson, an edge out of the state of Florida. LSU does not have a linebacker, does not have an edge rusher committed yet for 2026. That should change today. LSU is likely to get both of them. So we'll see how that goes. Could be really good news today for BK and the football program. And Jay Johnson and the team still doing work. Real quick, I know a lot of people are asking me about this. So hang on one second. I don't know, baby. No. A lot of people have asked about Cardell Tibido. Cardell Tibido from Southern, who was the SWAC Player of the Year. LSU is not, as I understand it now, not recruiting Cardell Tibido. And this will kind of tell you the story. I mean, he had 400 at Southern this year, but he started his career at ULM. And so he went to ULM and hit 235 at ULM. He hit 235 at ULM, went to the SWAC and hit 400. I don't think so. He went down in competition and played well. I don't think it's natural to think he's going to be able to go to the SEC level and perform. So LSU is not recruiting Cardell Tibido as of now. Things could change, who knows? But I also think their outfield is set. When you look at, as we've talked about, Fry, Curiel, Brown is likely your starting outfield next year. And we'll see what happens with Stanfield in the draft. And then you've got freshmen coming in. So just file that away, if you would. Okay. Please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Say some good morning. It's probably not a super long show, but y'all got stuff, fire away. Hey, Lance, good morning. Do you know summer ball assignments for current baseball players and signees? A lot of them are already out playing summer ball. And LSU, whenever they all get their assignment and go, LSU will send out a release where they're all going. So some will be in Cape, some will be in like Northwoods. Like, for example, like Devin Sheeran is currently with Dagnabbit. Hang on. He is currently with the Falmouth Commodores in Cape Cod. So he's pitching up there in the Cape right now. So some of those guys are already there. Like the guys who didn't make the postseason roster are already playing their ball. But a lot of those guys honestly transferred, like McPaul, Mikey Ryan, Blaze Priester. A lot of those guys they've already hit the portal, so it really doesn't matter where they are. But hey, Brennan Huff, good morning. Tyga Poppy, Chef, what up? Jacob, good morning, y'all. Glad to have everybody here. Please smash that like button. James, Brad, good morning. Austin, I posted and ghosted yesterday about my kid's book. It'll just be for them. I did publish a book on OCD and mental health in 2017. Interesting. Okay, dude, I'll check it out. Can't promise I'm going to read it, but I'll definitely check it out. Hey, Thomas, good morning. Devin, what up? About to quit. Why are you quitting, man? What's going on? Dish, safe space here. Make defense great again. You're ready to start getting out to fall camp and seeing how this team looks. Also, do you think this will be the best D line since when? Good question. So, yes, I do really enjoy going to fall camp. There's a lot of parts of fall camp that are slow and drab and boring. I know everyone thinks, oh, you get to go watch practice. A lot of it is, I mean, dudes hitting pads and just you're not going to glean a lot from it. But I do feel like I learn a lot about the team. I learn in going for so long, I feel like I've learned what to watch and what to look for. So sometimes it's just order. Sometimes it's how guys communicate with each other, who's emerging as the leaders. 2 years ago, when I think back on it, watching the DB wide receiver drills and watching LSU's receivers absolutely annihilate the defensive backs was a pretty good telltale for what was to come. Hang on one second. I got to answer this. Okay. We're back. My apologies. You know what I should have done while we were sitting there while I was taking that phone call? I should have gotten Dale queued up.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish Built. Parish Built. Parish Built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
What's up, Pomona Waka Toy? When I just walk up, when I just must get so bad, a papa quite a person was moving.
Yay! Good job. All right. Why were you being such a lazy, sleepy head?
No.
You going? You done?
Yeah.
You done?
Yes.
Okay. We'll see you later. Are you sitting in your chair? Nope, you're gone. Okay. You go. You go. All right. Interesting phone call. Interesting phone call. Some baseball stuff. Some portal stuff. Some rev share stuff. Some draft stuff. Baseball call. All right. Get back to our comments. And my apologies. Thank you for sitting through that. But I was taking that call. Brown Bear, why are people so high on Alabama and Sellers in South Carolina? I don't see what they are saying. Yeah, Lenora Sellers is a great athlete. He is incompetent throwing the football. And I think his athleticism will allow him to have success against a lot of teams. His inability to throw and their lack of receivers on the outside will limit them. I think Carolina is probably a 7, maybe an 8-win team. KDP, good morning. Aaron Hornsby, Christian, morning. Random thought, no pluggers closed, so they're not a sponsor anymore. The trivia segment on Wednesdays was hilarious. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we could bring back trivia anyway. That was good. And Musa was so bad at it. It was so good. KDP, thank you, man. Kelly Gross, good morning. Devin, curious to see if Ryan left. I know he can run, but usually don't see someone 6'6" in the outfield. I was about to say, Aaron Judge. I know you got Judge, a few others. I don't know if he can make some of those plays Curiel did. Yeah, I don't think Curiel was great in the outfield. He's not I don't think Curiel's a plus defender. Certainly doesn't have plus speed. He made some nice plays, but Fry's a great athlete. And if you're trying to hide someone defensively, usually hide him in left. So they'll give him a shot. Remember they did it with Blake Dean too. They try to do it with Brady Neal in right. Go this way. Okay. Bubba. Devin. Sorry to hear that, man. Very sorry to hear that, man. Onward, dude. Joe, prediction for LSU's defense this year. Yeah, I mean, I think you went from hundreds to 60s. Can you go to 30s this year? Can you be a top 30 defense or a defense in the 30s nationally? If you're that, with what I think LSU will be offensively, I think they'll be plenty good enough to win every game they play. Not saying they're going to win. I say they'll be good enough to win any game. Christian, what do you think your controversial take for media days will be this year? You were spot on with Bama, losing 3 games, amount of SC teams in the playoffs. You're right, Christian. I did nail both of those. So thank you for noticing that. Good is sweet. I did pick Bama to go 9-3 in the regular season. Happened. And I did pick the SEC to get 3 teams in. When everyone was saying 4 or 5, 6. And you better respect those Bocock Brothers premium cigars. Use the code MATT15 for 15% off. My controversial take this year. I haven't gotten there yet. I mean, I haven't begun to dive in. Maybe it's Sellers and Lagway. Everyone seems to be really high on Florida and South Carolina because of Sellers and Lagway, and I think both those teams aren't going to be very good. I don't know. I mean, Lagway's numbers were comparable to Michael Van Buren last year. at Mississippi State. Go this way. It's just he was a 5-star, so people view him as having a higher ceiling. And maybe he does have a higher ceiling, but look at Florida's schedule as well. Like, here you go. Look at Florida's football schedule this year. Florida plays. They open with Long Island University, then South Florida. Then after that, week 3, at LSU, at Miami, go this way, at LSU, at Miami, open date, Texas, at Texas A&M. How you doing? Then they play Mississippi State, open date, Georgia, at Kentucky, at Ole Miss, Tennessee, Florida State. Tell me they're getting out of there with fewer than 4 losses. I mean, they're at least minimum an 8-14. They might be 7-5. Could be 6-6. I mean, they may not get out of like they play LSU at Miami back-to-back weeks. They're probably 2-2 going to October when they got to play Texas A&M, and they still got Georgia and at Ole Miss and at Tennessee. Like, good luck, but not really. Got it. Thanks. Because go this way because the Bluetooth earbuds those don't have any negative impact on your brain either, right? Hey Brad, how soon do you think LSU will cut non-revenue sports? Never realized they lost that much money. I don't know that it's imminent, but I mean, look, yesterday, July 1st, I mean, rev share went into effect. And so we're in that era now. And I think you're going to start to see real dominoes falling when we get into some of these sports, when you realize like how you divvy up the money, the funds aren't going to be there. I mean, if you're splitting $20.5 million in revenue share and football is getting 75% of it, it means everybody else is splitting, 25%, so $5 million. Every other sport's splitting $5 million. Well, men's basketball is probably getting a couple million of that. Women's basketball, because Kim is going to demand it. So what does that look at a sport like baseball? What does that leave for baseball? You've won 2 titles in 3 years, and just crunching the numbers, they ain't like baseball's not getting $1 million in rev share. I guarantee. I don't know the numbers yet. We'll find out what they are. It's all got to be public. But mark the tape. Mark my words. LSU baseball is not getting $1 million of revenue share money, guaranteed. So, like, you're Jay Johnson, you just won 2 titles in 3 years. Like, what do you do? I mean, that's a big question. It's got to be answered. Brendan doesn't everything give you cancer. I mean, yeah, can. He's talking to his agent. He's talking to an important scout. Let's see. Yeah. Then, hey, look, sometimes I take calls that you're just not going to be privy to. So you can accept that, or you can just come back tomorrow. Whatever. Let's see. Y'all are crazy. Yeah, good one. Say Stanfield and Fry return. What's the outfield? Is Fry at first? Maybe. Like, maybe Fry becomes your first baseman in Stanfield. But, like, Stanfield's back. I don't know that he's moving left, You better extend the show for every minute you got us watching this. Hey, bro, you ain't got to sit there and watch this BS. You ain't got to. Nobody's sitting there making you sit there and watch it, Devin. Come on, dog. Green Z, Matt, are you going to do a scout report segment about the high school? Yes, 100% will. I will probably do that on Monday's AFR. Carter Cat, what's good? Mo, keep an eye if he's going to take a pour on his sperm. Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for being here. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Let's see. If Stanfield's back, Obi seriously improves his bat. Chris Stanfield hit as a freshman at Auburn 280, as a sophomore at Auburn 276. This year at LSU hit 298. Chris Stanfield was a 300 hitter this year. What do you mean seriously improve his bat? Like, sometimes I just don't know what y'all are watching. I mean, in conference play, Chris Stanfield hit 326, which led your team. So Devin says, and I love you, man, but if Stanfield's back, Obi seriously improves his bat. He hit 326 in conference play, which led the team. Brown was 324, Dickinson was 315, Curiel was 296, Fry 289. This is conference play only. Jones 264, Pearson 257, Hernandez 250, Braswell 236, Milam 211. Dude, at 326 in conference play, at 298 on the season. It's better in conference play than did on the season. You think he needs to seriously improve his bat? Are we watching the same thing? Mr. Wallace, Todd no longer being the punter's music to my ears. No offense to Todd, he didn't have it. Huge leg, lacked the consistency. Matt, due to the call, you missed the last of my question. Do you think this would be the best defensive line since when? I think the last elite defensive line LSU had was 2016. Arden Key was an All-American that year. Yeah, Devon Gottschall, of course, went on to be really good NFL player. Still is a good NFL player. Blockacher was a veteran on that team. Remember Lewis Neal in 2016 had a really good season as well. That was probably, 2019 was a good, where you had Caleb on Chasson on that team, healthy after the torn ACL the year prior. Rashard Lawrence was good, Braden Fajoko. But 16 was probably your last, top tier. And then 2011, of course, was incredible with Mingo and Montgomery and Brockers and Logan. 2011 was your last one where you just had first rounders across the whole front. First round talent across the whole front. Let's see. Jerry G, you're back from vacation? Yes, got back from vacation on Monday, but I'm off all week. So, and no, it depends on arm as well. But remember, Jake Brown is left-handed, so he's going to play right field. They'll hide Ethan Fry in left field next year. Yeah, and look, maybe he ends up being awesome, which would be great. Shorter throws. Richard, Saints camp opens in 20 days. Don't know why I'm excited for a team that will likely struggle to win 5 games. Feels like a new chapter. I agree with you on that. And Hester and Flynn are going to be really good. Thank you. I agree with you, Richard. It's a breath of fresh air. I think you just recalibrate your expectations. You're not going into the season with an expectation of this team making the playoffs. You're going into this team saying, okay, what's it going to look like with a new what's it going to look like with a new head coach, with a new system, with a new structure, a new personality, new culture, all of that. And I think that's very, very legitimate. New quarterback, where you're going to be young at quarterback. You're not bringing in a veteran that you're hoping can hit a kick. You want to see these guys develop. So there is something to see that, to watch something from its inception try to grow into something beautiful, like you're planting the seeds and you're hoping to see the big, beautiful flower one day. So that is exciting. Let's see. Controversial take should be something about Arch Manning. Many are crowning him, whatever. He hasn't done anything yet. So I've been saying that for a long time. By the way, PFF ranked the best football players in college football for 2025 Arch Manning was number 50. But like the point about Arch being a Heisman contender, I get that too, because Heisman voters are lazy. Stat compiler quarterbacks on the best team. Well, Texas is going to have a very talented team, manageable schedule, so they're likely going to be in the playoff again. So their quarterback should be on that list. I get it. I get why he is where he is, and he's got the name recognition. Thomas, Eric, I bet purchase tickets will be required soon for LSU soccer, tennis, track, and field. Oh, you mean they wouldn't be free? No, I think more likely those go away. The men's sports anyway. Michael Cook, good morning. Wild baseball won't even get a milli after winning 2 titles. But where do you, like, just do the math. Like, football is going to get what it needs, and it's going to get 75% of that budget, which is going to be about $15 million. So men's and women's basketball, remember, men's basketball is your only other revenue generator, and Kim is going to get what she wants. So let's say men's and women's basketball eat up another 2 and 1 million respectively, or 2 each. That leaves $1 million for everything else. Like, what about gymnastics? I mean, the number that I was told gymnastics was going to get on rev share. I mean, I'll share this number with you again. This is not final. It's all going to be public. I mean, it's a public university. The athletic budget is going to be made public. I was told the rev share number for gymnastics was $60,000. I mean, just for context, like, you've got to give football the lion's share of it. So there isn't enough to divvy up around everything else. So, see. Hey, Valerie, out of the loop, who will play second and third? Yeah, so it's a good question. There's going to be competition, but you brought in a couple of transfers. So Seth Dardar from Kansas State, DH, probably second baseman. And then Braden Simpson, the transfer from High Point, is likely your third baseman. We still have to wait and see what happens, obviously, with Tanner Reeves. So, Reeves is back, then that's a guy who could very well be your second or third baseman next year. Maybe if that's the case, Dardar goes and plays first. Eddie Yaman could play first. So just some of the names. Let me sit with an earbud in my ear 8 hours a day for 3 years. I'll take risks. I mean, like, eating all the processed food we eat causes cancer. Breathing air in a town that has chemical plants all over the place and exhaust everywhere is putting pathogens in our body. It's why it's important to cleanse those pathogens in your body. That's why I would recommend taking glutathione. Take antioxidants. Make sure you're sweating to get a lot of those impurities out of your body. Tongue scrape in the morning. You ever scrape your tongue? Tongue scrape in the morning. Look at the nasty-ish on that tongue scraper. Before you do anything else, wake up, pee, tongue scrape. Before you take vitamins, before you drink water, coffee, wake up in the morning, pee, tongue scrape. Look at all of the nasty, because your body will purge toxins from your tongue. So when you scrape your tongue scrape in the morning, you're getting a lot of that bacteria. Look at that nastiness on your tongue when you tongue scrape in the morning. Incredible. You'd be like, oh. Let's see. Yeah, bruh, you chill out with your Chris Stanfield slander. You chill out. I don't get the Stanfield hate either, Matt. I argued 2 friends all season about Stanfield. I don't know what some people are watching. I mean, he's a perfect 9-hole hitter. I'll give you an old Charles Hannegriff line, or 7-hole, bottom third of the order. Hannegriff talked about a guy named Blake Gill. If you remember Blake Gill, I remember this. Go this way. He was a Smoke Laval era guy. And early in his career, Blake Gill was playing second base and batting 7th. And Hannegriff said, I like Blake Gill playing second base and batting 7th. When smoke teams got rough, Blake Gill was playing short and batting third. I didn't like Blake Gill so much playing short and batting third. Big difference. So Stanfield as a bottom third of the order guy, good contactor, doesn't have power. I mean, he hit 1 homer, hit it late in the year. But can handle the bat, can hit for average, gives you good competitive at-bat. I like him in the bottom third. That's a really good table setter at the bottom of your lineup before you turn the lineup over to your Curiel, Fry, Jones, Brown, whoever will be there next year. Bailey, it's good, but it's early. Do you feel good about the Clemson game? like define feel good. I mean, I think LSU should be an underdog, and if I had to pick it today, I'd probably pick Clemson to win. Do I think LSU can win it? Absolutely. I think it's a coin flip game. Good is sweet. I mean, Clemson was a playoff team. They got a lot returning on their defense. They have a fifth-year senior quarterback as well, a coach that's won 2 national championships. They're at their home stadium. There's a lot to like about Clemson in that game. If the game's in Baton Rouge, I'd probably pick LSU to win the game. If I'm Stanfield, which path is better? Go pro, play in front of no crowd, come back, defend your title. Money might be the same. Pros will be there next year. Not many can defend the title. Yeah, Mo, I don't think they, like, it's weird to say this. I don't think, well, how do I say this? I think they're expecting Stanfield to go pro. If he comes back, it's kind of a problem because you build your roster with the expectations of certain guys leaving. Like this would happen last year with Braswell. They thought Braswell would go pro after last year. He didn't get drafted. But they had gone and recruited Tanner Reeves and Dickinson. And then you had your infielders that you signed, like Mikey Ryan. You knew you were moving Milam to the left side of the infield. Well, Braswell came back and it was like, all right, well, what do you do? Well, you have a competition. And Braswell won a job and it was great, but it cost Tanner Reeves a year. So you look at the outfield, same thing. Like Curiel's playing center next year. Brown's going to be in right. And Fry's got to find a position. If it's left, well, what do you do with Stanfield? Yeah. Carl the Cat, Jake Brown, a 5-tool player. Am I right? Yes, he is, of course. They killed me, bro. I got 2 hours this week. That was to take a random drug. That a boy, 75%. I love it. Hey, 75% of the time works every time. Good is sweet. Has LSU's lack of elite D-line been a product of prioritizing other positions or lack of in-state talent? I don't think it's ever that they haven't prioritized defensive line. Sometimes it's also guys who go this way. Mason Smith's a great example. Mason Smith's a 5-star, number 1 defensive tackle in the country. Came here, really good as a freshman, tore his ACL, missed his entire second year. It comes back in that third year and was played injured and, wasn't great. I mean, sometimes that happens. You had portal misses. Jacoby and Guillory getting injured last year, hurt. So, sometimes it's a combination of a lot of different things. Like the fact we picked up another Las Cruces young man. Joseph. Morning Scone. What's the pay like in summer ball for college kids? I don't think they get paid. They might get a stipend, but I don't think they're getting paid in those leagues to participate. Could be wrong, but I think they get host families and they get a stipend, but they're not like getting paid to do that. Why could Kim whatever she want? Jay second Natty. She's Kim. I mean, she's the most forceful coach on campus to get what she wants. That a babe. Devin, I know Dickinson has another year, but he's going to be drafted and he'll be gone. This is his draft year, so he'll be gone. Ray, who plays first? Yeah, so just kind of talked about that. So, I mean, it could be Eddie Yaman. Depending on what happens in the outfield, it could be Ethan Fry. Could be Seth Dardar. I mean, I think those are your 3 most likely options for next year. Do you think Curiel plays center if Stanfield comes back? Yeah, good question. I think Curiel is going to be your center fielder no matter what. Just like, look at the Braswell-Milam example. Braswell came back. Milam played short. Braswell moved over to third. I think Curiel is going to be your center fielder next year. Robert, do we know who the Tigers open with in baseball next year? Nope, they haven't set the schedule yet. If Jake Brown is the best athlete, why wouldn't he play center? Jake Brown's best athlete was the second leading hitter in conference play, yet didn't play every day this year. Sometimes you make promises, you have obligations. Like of the outfielders, the only one that projects as a center fielder in Major League Baseball is Jake Brown. Not say he will play center, but he's the only one that projects there. With the glove, the speed, the arm. Like Curiel definitely doesn't have the speed or the arm that Brown does. Rick, Matt, have you seen the interview Jacques did with Jay Johnson? I did not. Devin, who's Dardar? Where's he from? Any good? So, kid from the North Shore. who went to where did he start his career? Columbia in the Ivy League, and then went to Kansas State. So he's been at Kansas State, and now he's transferring into LSU. So big bat, DH, told me on AFR his most comfortable position is second base, but could be a corner infielder as well. But really just wants to swing the bat. So right-handed DH, could play an infield spot if you need him. Hey, Danny Braywick, now that the portal's closed, were you surprised anyone didn't enter? Just to be clear, Danny, just because we haven't heard names yet doesn't mean people didn't enter. So and I'm not telling you I know. I don't, because I don't know. But it could still take a while for the names to populate. If it stays, the one that would surprise me is Tanner Reeves. I think we all talked about it a ton. Ashton Larson was not a surprise, but Tanner Reeves, I think, is a surprise. Because he's in a similar spot as Larson, where he came here thinking he was going to be your second or third baseman, depending on what happened with Milam Dickinson. Well, Braswell came back, and obviously Braswell ended up winning the job. Reeves' glove struggled at third, and so Reeves became really just a left-handed DH and spot duty player. He's in a spot like Paxton Kling a year ago. He's got to go somewhere and get 250 at-bats. So that's the one where I go, I don't know for sure there's a spot for you in the everyday lineup next year. Maybe there is, but maybe not. So that's the one that would surprise me. Hey, Weston, morning, Matt. Do you and Muse collab content that's going to be shared on AFR while you're on vacay? You let them flow. I don't talk to anybody while I'm on vacation. So if they need to ask me something, they can call or text me. But I tell them all the time, I say, don't do my show. Do your show. When people fill in for me, I'm like, don't do what I would do. Do your show. Just whatever's going to make you comfortable, go do a show. Where does Cerna fit? Third base. That's a good question. Cerna is probably similar to Dardar in a first base DH. He'll be the backup catcher to Aaron Beatty. So he'll catch when Aaron Beatty gets days off. Maybe they handle it like they did this week with Hernandez, Aaron Beatty, where Aaron Beatty's catching weekends. Where Hernandez would catch weekends, Aaron Beatty would catch the midweek. Maybe something like that where Cerna gets midweek opportunities. But if he really is hitting and they have to have him in the lineup, maybe he's your right-handed DH first base. That's one I should have mentioned as well as a possibility for first base. Let's see. I think Reeves should be the everyday third baseman next year. It depends, man. He was a 250 hitter and his glove wasn't good. So, both have to improve for him to be an everyday player. There's going to be competition. He lost the job to Braswell because his glove was a problem. Bailey, most underrated Saints player, minus Pierre Thomas. That's a good one. The thing is, Saints fans know how great Pierre Thomas was. But outside of New Orleans, most people wouldn't remember. On a national scale, it's Colston. Colston's Saints leading receiver and never made a Pro Bowl. Any word on Ace Reese? Yep, staying at Mississippi State. I know there in the final week, there were a couple of schools to the west of us, including who might have tried in earnest to pry Ace Reese out of Starkville. But my understanding is Ace Reese staying at Mississippi State. That's a bummer. All right, let's get out of here, y'all. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Remember, Brock, Rock, and Wine. Coming up Saturday, July 26th. Get your tickets, brortho.com. Great event in the South Stadium Club at Tiger Stadium. And remember, if you need a roof, we'd love to help you out. Parish Construction and Roofing. Go to parishbuilt.com. Let us do a free, no-obligation roofing inspection, and you are automatically entered to win $10,000 cash. Go to parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parish Construction and Roofing. All of our great sponsors. The thing scrolls here. Link in the description on YouTube.